guys, it's Hunter here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are joining me for another video today. So today it is Sunday. I upload on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and today is actually Sunday when I'm filming this, and I'm like, I need to upload a video, but I hadn't had anything planned, and so I didn't know what I was gonna put up today. Then I just kind of came up with the idea of sitting down and talking to you guys about my first week as being the new girl in school. Because, I literally never thought I would be filming a video like this. I have lived in the same place my whole life. I've grown up there. I was so confident I was going to graduate there. And everything kind of changed the middle of my sophomore year. And now here I am a week into my junior year. And I am the new girl in school, and I just thought maybe I could share some of my experiences with you, for some of you guys that are new students out there as well, and just kind of take away some of the stress. I know I watched so many videos about being the new kid in school before I went because I was so nervous. And people just don't realize how hard it is being new, going into a completely new spot. You don't know anyone, you don't know anything. It's just, it's so stressful. So I thought I would just kind of talk to you guys about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you do like it and it is helpful to you, just make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join the family. There'll be an annotation right here. Just go ahead and click on that and you'll be subscribed. Or scroll down and click the subscribe button next to my face. And yeah, with that, let's get on into the video. So basically, if you didn't know the background story, I lived in Wyoming. I'm sure most of you guys have probably known that if you've been here for a while. And in the middle of, what month was it? February of last year, February of my sophomore year, we just got some devastating news involving the economy and stuff and jobs with my parents' jobs in Wyoming. So we really had no choice but to move, and we just happened to end up moving to Texas, which is where my mom was able to get a job. So I do live in Texas now. And, it's my junior year. I've grown up with these same people in Wyoming my whole life. When you grow up with those people, you know them, you just know you're going to graduate with them. You've got your set groups, you've got your friends and everything, and you just feel like everything is set in your mind. Okay, this is going to be my life for my whole high school and school career. And that's how I thought it was. I thought, it was going to be great and I was gonna be with my friends for the rest of my high school career, but no, that completely changed, and I never thought it was gonna be this hard because I don't even know, I'm rambling. Okay, so I moved to Texas and I started my first week of school last Monday, the 22nd of August, I believe, was when I started it. And so I'm just gonna kind of give you the rundown of my first day of school. So it was my first day of school. I was super nervous. I actually drove to school. I parked in the parking lot. I walked inside, and instantly when I walked inside, I was like, oh my god. Okay, the nerves set in major level, because you get inside and there's just so many kids crowded around, and everyone's talking to each other and talking about their summer, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so happy to see you. And I remember those moments at my old school when I would just go in. I knew where my group of friends hung out. And I would go there and I'd talk and I would feel like I fit in the school. And that was definitely not the case when I walked into the school in Texas. Walked in, I looked around at all the kids. I knew absolutely, completely no one. Had no idea where to go. So I just knew that I was getting my schedule in the gym. So that's just what I did. I walked into the gym, I looked down, I didn't make eye contact with anyone, walked to the gym, walked up to the stage, got my schedule, and walked out back to the commons area and just stood there, looked at my schedule, and tried to figure out, okay, this is where I'm going first hour, where is this classroom? And didn't talk to anyone. So then the bell rang and I was like, okay, so I just started walking through the hallways, everyone's talking with their friends and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just walking by myself down the, sorry, my dad's calling to someone out there. But, So I walked down to my first class. I found my first class. I was on time. I was like, okay, this is the score for me. And so, you know, and then also there's like the stress of walking into the class and being like, okay, where am I gonna sit? So I just walked in. I took a seat in the first row and just kind of sat down and was like, okay, I made it to my first class. I can relax. And then I just, all the students filed into the classroom as well, and I realized I didn't know anyone at all. But you know, on the first day, you're just going over the rules and everything, so there's not a lot of talking involved unless you're doing like a get to know you kind of activity. But we didn't do that. We did that in one of my classes out of like the 7 that I have, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So basically I went through the whole day, my whole first day, talking to no one, and it was the boringest, worst first day I've had in the history of first days of school. And it was just because of the fact that I realized like how much in my old school you communicate with your friends. And like going to a new school and not knowing anyone, not talking to anyone the whole day makes it so boring. Like, ugh, so boring. I literally went home, felt so discouraged. I was like, I'm gonna hate it here. I can't do this. And I was just really upset because it was so boring. And I was like, I cannot go through the whole year not talking to anyone. Then I was like, you know what? It was the first day. It's gonna get better. But also on my first day at lunch, so I had a class. I have B lunch. So you go to your class for 30 minutes, and then you go to lunch, and then you come back to class for another 30 minutes. So in my class, my lunch class happened to be my Spanish class. And I was like, okay, this is my chance. I've got to find someone in this class who I can ask to sit with at lunch. And I was like, you know, this is my chance. And so then they dismissed us to lunch. We're on our way to lunch, and I was like, okay, you know what? If I want to find someone to sit with, this is my last opportunity. I've got to do it. And there just happened to be another girl in my Spanish class who was also new. She moved from a town that's about 2 hours away, so it wasn't as big of a move for her as it was for me, but we're still new. We still don't know anyone. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go up and I'm going to ask her. I'm going to talk to her. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, how's your first day going? And we were talking like, we just kind of relate to each other because we're both new, we don't know anything. And she's like, do you want to sit with me at lunch? I found some people to sit with. So I was like, yes. So we went and we sat down, and actually the people that we actually sat with didn't end up talking to us at all. So we just kind of talked back and forth, me and her. Found out she is a year younger than me, but she is super cool. We just talked about everything being new, not knowing anything. We found each other's names and everything, and so then we've sat with each other at lunch every day the first whole week of school, and we got each other's numbers. We actually went to the football game together on Friday, so it was really fun. And so she's like kind of one of my main friends that I talk to now at school. But yes, the first day, that was really stressful, and then it continued to get better throughout the week. Like I started finding more people in my classes that would talk to me, that I could kind of like make a little bit of small talk with. I still haven't made like certain like, oh my god, I have like friends in every class. Like Chloe, that's the girl that I met in Spanish class, is like my one friend that I communicate with outside of school, you know. But yes, throughout the week we did get invited to sit at a lunch table with some seniors, which helped out a lot, and just kind of like made us feel, we kind of decided to go away from that group that we sat with on the first day because they didn't talk to us. And so we sat with this new group of people, and they were really nice, and they kind of talked to us and, you know, asked us questions and things about moving, which, you know, makes you feel good, I guess. And yeah, so then progressively throughout the week, we decided to go, you know, well, let's go to the football game. It'll be a great way to get out socially and just meet some new people. So we did go to the game, which was really fun. And then I met a girl in my medical class. I have a med class, and she was like, we were kind of talking about like makeup, and they actually discovered my YouTube channel. So if they're watching, hi guys. They discovered my YouTube channel, and they were like, you know, that's so cool and everything. So I started talking to them because we kind of had similar interests, and I started talking to, or I started following some of them on Instagram, and I found this one girl, and we both like love makeup and everything, so I like liked some of her photos on Instagram, and she messaged me and was like, hey, here's my number, we can text and get to know each other better. And that just made me feel so great to know that like someone wants to talk to me. So I've been texting her for the last 2 days and kind of getting to know her and everything like that, and we kind of are making plans to hang out, which is super cool. And you know, then she's like, I can introduce you to some of my friends, which also will help out a lot. And so yeah, the first week has turned out to not be too bad. I'm actually looking forward to what the second week is going to bring starting tomorrow. But yeah, so that's kind of like the rundown of my first day of school, my first week at the new school. And so now I just kind of wanted to like give you some tips, or like tips from me, because you know. So I definitely do think, like, a lot of people say you need to get involved at the school, like get into groups and things, and I do think that that is actually something that you should do. I'm not involved at anything at my school. Like, I was going to play volleyball, but then I just realized that it's just not what I wanted to do, and it's what my parents wanted me to do, not what I wanted to do. So I decided not to do that, and I've never really been in any other school groups besides volleyball. Even at my old school, I just wasn't in any groups. And here at this school, the groups and the athletics and things are really big, and like everyone is in something. So I am trying to look into some kind of group that maybe I could join that would get me more involved socially. But right now I'm not really involved with anything at school, but I do think that is a good tip for new students, is to get involved into some kind of group, because I do think that's going to help, and it gets you out there into the social realm. Tip number 2, I would say, is definitely go to the social events, like go to the football games, have fun. I know I loved the football games at my old school, so I was like, you know what's going to stop me from going to the football games at my new school? So me and Chloe went together. We had a blast cheering for the team. So definitely just go out to the social events. You can't be a hermit. You're going to be exposed to kids your age around at those games and those social events, and that's always going to be great to do. So definitely do that. And oh, my third tip is you definitely have got to be social. You just have to. I know, I take it from me, I'm not a very social person. I was not very outgoing. I'm usually more a shy, quiet type. But like this year, I've really had to step out of my quietness and just really be outgoing and talk to people, introduce yourself to people. Just kind of don't act out quiet. Just kind of like get out there, just talk to people, introduce yourself. They're going to be totally fine with you introducing yourself, and if they're not, then that's their own problem, and you can find other people to introduce yourself to. And my fourth tip would probably just be friendly, okay? You've got to be friendly. When you're making friends, you've got to be nice. Like, even if that's not your personality, you've got to be nice. And then once you've made friends and everything, then you can let your true personality like come out like you would with your friends. But you've got to look like you're happy. You've got to look like you're an approachable person, so that people will want to approach you, and if you introduce yourself to them, they'll think, okay, this girl is like really, really nice. So just be super nice for the first few weeks until you've kind of found a group that you fit in with, and then still obviously be nice because you want to make a good first impression. But yes, also the first impression is really important, so just look nice on the first day of school and for the first few weeks, so that people will notice you and be like, okay, hey, she looks like she's cool. Definitely look put together, and definitely like, oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Just try to look for people that have similar interests and things that you can talk about and bond over, because that's really going to help. And yeah, just make friends, just make plans to hang out with people that you meet, because I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And definitely meet people and then get introduced to their friends, because that's going to really help you grow and find a friend group. And don't worry if you bounce around from a lot of different friend groups, it's going to be okay. I'm hoping to meet like a lot of new girls and just have a lot of fun, and you know, then maybe move on to boys. Like, honestly, I've not seen that many cute boys in this school, but, you know, I'm hoping. So yeah, just find people that you can bond with, and just know that you're gonna have attention on you. You're constantly gonna be asked, you know, why'd you move here? Like, what brought you here? Do you like it here? You know, what's it like back home? You're constantly gonna have a lot of attention on you because you're new. And take that as a great opportunity to shine and to make people like you. And definitely just don't be afraid to introduce yourself and go up to anyone that you see that you want to introduce yourself to. Just make yourself known. You've got to get out into the social realm. So that's my goal for this week, is to get out there, get myself known, make people notice me, talk to more people. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to stop rambling, and yeah, so that's the end of the video. That is my experience as being my experience as being the new kid for the first week at the new school, and a few tips and tricks to being the new girl at school. Because I honestly never thought I would be in this situation, and honestly it just makes me look back and think of all the new kids that came to our school and how scared they must have been, and that I really should have stepped up and made them feel like super welcome, because it is so hard, and no one understands it until you're in the situation. So yeah, that is the end of my video for today. I hope you guys can take some inspiration from it. If you did, make sure to give it a like, give it a thumbs up, And yeah, have a great week at your guys' school. If you're just starting out school, if you're new, if you are new and you've had your first week of school, let me know how it went down below, and just know that it's gonna get better. So yes, I'm wishing you guys luck, and I hope you guys wish me luck as well. And I'll see you guys all on Wednesday for my next video. Bye guys.